Bugger!
Bloody hell. That's clever.
Dear Sir, or Madam, every time I've imagined killing myself, I've always done it in a cheap hotel room. Classical music is playing. No, maybe it's the Beach Boys. No, classical is better. Full stop. New line. It's always peaceful. Although I appreciate that in reality it's rather messy, open bracket, for which I apologise in advance, close bracket, full stop. No, stupid. Why am I writing this stuff? Delete, second draft, full stop, underline. Dearest Paul, I am going to write this to you because it just seems wrong to write something like this to a stranger, even though I know that's who's going to read it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I've chosen to kill myself here because you know how much I love motorway hotels. The uniformity of them, the blessed anonymity, and I've got my routine down, of course. First off, make sure you ask for a room beginning with a 1. I'm too old to be lugging bags upstairs. Then insist that your room is at the end of a corridor. That way you can only ever be bothered by one set of noisy neighbours, and you're usually next to the fire escape. You know me. Better safe than sorry, full stop. I like the predictability of it all. The little sachets of instant coffee, the whir of the extractor fan in the tiny bathroom, the trouser press that no one has ever used. It's comforting, you know me. Everything in its right place. Full stop. New line. Speaking of which, my rituals have been really bad lately. I can't get anything to feel right anymore. I obsess on almost everything. Did you know the French call it the doubting disease? ? Maladie du temps, they call it. Isn't that nice? I think it's a lot nicer than our little acronym. Full stop. These days I'm always afraid. I'm so frightened that something will happen to your dad, like what happened to you. He's been able to move on a bit, and has his health. Bloody thing. Delete. Right, what about font? I always like to have an ear, but maybe it's best to stick with Arial. It's standard for a reason. Your dad, bless him. He does try to help, but I think I'm a bit of a lost cause. I know it's silly, but I worry something will happen to him if I stop counting. I just can't take the risk. I know you'd say it's illogical and not rational, but I feel responsible for what happened to you. I can't help it. Full stop. No. No one's gonna want to know all that stuff. Third draft, full stop, underline. Dearest Paul, comma, I am going to write this to you because it just seems wrong to write something like this to a stranger, even though I know that is who's going to read it, full stop. The reason I'm writing this is to explain your graffiti project. I still have your old notebook, and I've even been collecting a few bits of graffiti myself, although I don't take as many pictures as you did. There weren't many pages left, so I thought it was somehow fitting to fill it up for you. I've been on a few pilgrimages up and down the M1. It's taken a fair bit of time because I'm not sure women write on toilet walls as much as men do. But I got there eventually. If anything, I've fallen more in love with these messages from the motorways, as you used to call them. There are some genuine nuggets out there, amidst all the pictures of penises. Goodness me, there are a lot of penises. This one from Newport Pagnell Services is on the more sophisticated side. You can paint this bathroom stall, mask the writing on this wall, hide the slanders once here sketched, and cover up the dicks we've etched. But no matter how you strain, all your efforts are in vain. Every word will be rewritten, as long as man still sits here shitting. I think that's called iambic pentameter, isn't it? Or how about this one? If you ever feel powerless, just remember that a single one of your pubic hairs can shut down an entire restaurant. You're right. Some of them are actually quite clever. Delete. You were right. Some of them are actually quite clever. Full stop. But there are some really sad pieces of graffiti out there too, like this one. I finally bought a marker but have nothing to say. Or that one I found today. All that you love will be carried away. Do you remember how we used to talk about how all this would make a fun little book? A stocking filler. It would make a great toilet book, wouldn't it? Smiley face. Stupid smiley face, what are we doing? One, two, three, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, hello, love. Yeah. Sweet of you to check in. The trip was all right, actually. Not much traffic to speak of. How was work? Well, you know, it's very difficult to take anything that David says seriously. He's very sensible, don't get sucked in. Listen, love, I've just got here, so I'd better get settled in. But don't forget to feed Chap, okay? No. I know you know, but you know how I get. Yeah, no, he doesn't need the expensive stuff. The dried stuff will do. But don't forget to give him his chew before bed because he likes that. Okay. Yes, we'll talk tomorrow. Yes, you too. Okay. Bye.
Why do you never hear your phone? We've only just spoken. Stephen, listen, there's some chicken in the fridge and it's going to go off tonight if it isn't eaten. So could you make that your priority, please, tonight? And make sure that it's cooked through properly. Better safe than sorry. Okay. I love you. I hope you know that. Okay. Bye. Come on, let's finish this. Delete.
I love your graffiti project, full stop. This book makes me feel close to you. It's the closest thing that you had to a life's work. I can't stand the idea of it being misunderstood after I've gone. It being read as some sort of crazy suicide note or something. I can just imagine some first responder or traffic policeman nosing through my stuff and finding your notebook and taking all the graffiti we've collected as nothing more than the rantings of a crazy old lady. And then they'll reach that last piece, all that you love will be carried away, and they'll think that I had regained a little rationality at the end, just enough to write a halfway sensible suicide note. Full stop. It'll be my suicide note simply because it's the last thing. The whole thing will be taken as clear evidence of an unsound mind. They'll say, lucky she didn't decide to visit a schoolyard with that gun of hers, take a bunch of little kids with her. My condition and all the pills will make it worse. It'll follow your dad around. They'll say, did you hear about Stephen Zimmer's wife? They'll ask each other in the supermarket. She killed herself in a motorway hotel. Left a book full of crazy stuff. Lucky she didn't kill Stephen and all, if you ask me. Lucky she didn't kill Stephen and all, if you ask me. Lucky she didn't kill Stephen and all, if you ask me. Lucky she didn't kill Stephen and all, if you ask me. Lucky she didn't kill Stephen and all, if you ask me. Lucky she didn't kill Stephen and all, if you ask me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Delete. To whoever finds this note, please pass on my apologies to the staff and management of the hotel. I know it's not fair on them to have done this here, but I've tried not to make too much of a mess. Full stop. Please tell my husband, Stephen Zimmer of 15 Nelson Terrace, Leicester, LE1 2BN, that I'm very sorry. It all just got too much for me in the end, and I very much hope he's able to put all this behind him and live a happy life. I love him very, very much, and know that his son Paul did too. All that you are will be carried away. Full stop. Love, Alice. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's just a number. It's just a number. It's just a number. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's just a number. It's just a number. Everything you are will be carried away. Everything you love will be carried away. 1, 2, 3.